This conference will now be recorded.
Very good morning.
Yeah, good morning all.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah. So last session we saw out the installation part, like how do we do install the Power BI desktop, SSMS, and SQL Server, and how do we work along with that. So yes, we'll do continue with the installation part again. We had where one thing was pending, that is downloading the Adventures work and importing into our database and working on it. So we will start with that, and the agenda will be we will continue with after that installation part. We will be continuing with the Power BI desktop and exploring the Power BI desktop, and along with that, connecting with the SQL Server, and we'll see the components from there. Okay. So that would be the agenda for today. Before starting, Sandeep and Sangeeta, I hope you missed the last class, right? Okay.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes, Sandeep. So to give you the brief about the last class, what happened is like we had a session on installation part. So we started installing the Power BI desktop. Then we also downloaded the SSMS. Then we also downloaded the SQL Server for our further training sessions. For coming future training classes, we would requiring all these three applications in order to perform the hands-on session. So we downloaded using the links, and I just demonstrated like how to navigate to the link and how to download it, all those three required applications for our further classes. So if you have any concerns on that, Sandeep, you can actually you can go through the recordings. If the recordings is not been shared, please contact the management. They will be sharing you the recordings, and check on it, and please install it before tomorrow's session. And if you have any doubts or concerns, then maybe we can uh, check on it.
okay, done.
Okay. I just put the links in the chat window again, Sandeep. You can just utilize those links. Those are the links which has to be need to be installed. You can just go through that links. It's a easy links only. You can it's just explain all in plain English. You can just download it, and you can you can download it and install it on your local system. And if you have any doubt, go through that video also. What needs to be selected, all those options has been explained. If you have still doubt, then we can check it on tomorrow.
Sure. Okay.
Yes. So Arpita, before that, is although installation has been done from your end, and is there anything pending or you have any issues?
No, I don't have any issue. I have already installed the database. So
Okay.
yeah, it's fine. As of now, I don't have any issue.
Okay, good, perfect. Okay, so let's start today's session. So let me start sharing my screen. Okay. So yes, so we saw how do we install Power BI desktop, and this is the Power BI release features where where I was explaining that every month there will be a release from Power BI end, and the release blog or the release features link will give us a complete details on what release will be done, or what are the features will be released for that particular month from the Power BI end. For the Power BI desktop it might be, or Power BI gateway it might be, or Power BI service it might be. So these were the a link where it gives us a complete information on that particular monthly release features. Then this was the SQL Server link where we downloaded the SQL Server. In order to run our database, we would require the SQL Server. And this is SSMS. SSMS is like it's a complete studio where we will be working on the SQL Server, or it might be in future SSAS also we would be installing. So this is a platform where we can access the database, and SQL Server is a server which we would require to run the database. Okay. And next is Adventurous DB download. So this is where we left out in the last class. So let's go to this. So if we click on this link, right, Adventurous Database, so you'll be guided to this Microsoft documentation link. So when you come down, you will be having this options OLTP, data warehouse, and lightweight. So you have to download under the data warehouse. So under the data warehouse, you have an option called Adventurous Works Data Warehouse 2019, or anything is fine, but let's take a latest one. So you have to download this option. Okay, this .bak file should be downloaded from this link. So once you click on this Adventurous Works Data Warehouse, right? So this link, I mean, the .bak file will be downloaded. So once the file is downloaded, what are the next steps? So these steps are little important. So because how do we install this, or how do we push this .bak? This .bak file is nothing but it's a like how we have a sample data, like a sample superstore. Similarly, Adventure Works has a complete dimension table, complete factorial tables, and all those schema level information. Okay, so that instead of we building the data warehouse, we are importing the ready-made data warehouse into our SSMS and SQL Server, and we will run and we will utilize in our Power BI coming classes. So once the .bak file is downloaded, so this is the steps which is important. Okay, so just make sure that you're pasting in a correct folder. So just go to download folder. You have to copy this .bak file. Okay, once you copy this .bak file, please go to your C drive. Okay, please go to your C drive, click on the program files. Okay, click on the program files option. Okay, and you will have MS SQL Server. Okay, that is Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, please click on Microsoft SQL Server. Remember this path. After this, you have MS SQL 15, MS SQL Server. This would be the path. Okay, please click on this, and you will navigate to MS SQL as a folder. Please double click on that, and you will find this backup folder. This is where you have to copy paste the .bak file which is downloaded. Okay, so please click on the backup folder. Okay, I have to run this as admin, so I will not be able to. I've already installed it, I've already copy pasted. So please double click on the backup folder and paste the file, whatever you have copied from there, just paste it over there. Clear to these steps, or any doubt still here?
No
Yes.
doubts.
Okay, so after this is done, this path is done. Okay, open your SSMS. Okay, so once this SSMS has been open, so what you do, this is just connected, because we saw how do we, after we installing SSMS, we saw how the server comes in and how the database sees. So once this once you open SSMS, click on the database part. Okay, so after this, right click on database. Okay, you will have an option called restore database. So once the server is open, we have to connect to the SQL Server database server. Once the database server is connected, you will find this databases. Right click on this database and find the option called Restore Database. Okay, so click on Restore Database. You will get a pop-up window. You can see the pop-up window. Here you have to select not database, you have to select device. Okay, once you click on this device, you will have this ellipse option, the three dots. It's called as an ellipse option. So click on this ellipse option. Okay, then you have an option called add. So please click on add. Okay, so once you click on this add, right, you will find this folder here. This in this folder you will find this Adventurous Works Data Warehouse 2019.bak file, which where we have copy pasted under the backup folder. You can see the path here. So since I have already copy pasted, just select and give OK. Okay, and here also give OK, and just click on OK. Okay, So since I have already copy pasted and I already have, I can see under database, Adventurous Works Data Warehouse 2019. Is this steps clear?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So once this adventure works is imported, so this is my database now. So we will be connecting our Power BI reports where we will be working on this demo in this training session. We will be connecting to this database, and if you open this, expand this database, right, you will have this all this different structure where we have tables, views, where we have programmability, security, all those details. So if you expand on tables, where we will be connecting to these tables. So under this database, we have tables. Okay. So if we if we expand this tables, let it load. Yeah. So you can see here we have different tables. So whatever you are seeing with starting with .dim, DIM, these all are indicating that these are dimensions. These are dimension tables. Okay. The .dim, what you're seeing is all indicating that it's this dimension tables, and what it is, which the tables which is starting with fact is indicating that these are factorial tables. Okay. So if you see this DBO is nothing but this is the schema generated. It is we didn't create it anything. Okay. It is auto generated, and it is a schema where all the information has been stored in the schema level. So DBO is schema level. The DBO is the schema, and all the information has been stored under the schema level. Okay. So you can see that we have a different dimensional tables. We also have a different fact tables, and we also have the schema which is auto generated. So this is the structure before of our databases where we are going to connect it. Okay. So yes, after this, now let's go to the Power BI and try to connect from Power BI. How do we connect to SQL Server, and how do we import data, and how do we work? So let's start with that now. So I'm just typing Power BI Desktop. Once Power BI Desktop has been installed in your system, you will have the logo automatically like created in your desktop, or you can just search it and open the Power BI Desktop application. Okay. Okay. So if you see now, we have a Power BI desktop here. So where the desktop application has been opened, and before connecting, let me just go through what are each menu says and where to navigate for each sections. Let me just give a overall just view of it. Let us explore this in coming days also. But before that, before starting, just to make sure that these are the menus we have and these are the different options we have. Okay, so if you see here, what we are seeing is like other applications. You would have been using Word, Excel, PowerPoint, where you would have been seeing this ribbon, that is a menu ribbon. Okay, so what we have is a menu ribbon again at the top, where we have different options. For under home folder, we have get data, Excel workbook, data hub, SQL server, enter data, transform data. So this transform data, what this transform data indicates is like any idea what is transform data? We discussed during the architecture of Power BI when we were checking on the demo session, or during the first day. Any idea what this transform data might be having or contents?
It's basically for projecting all the data into different tables, pie graphs, and everything.
Okay. Yeah. Arpita, any answer from your end?
Yeah, according to me, this transform data is like the ETL operation. Mainly, we do transformation of the data, different kind of operation like the data, if the data needs to be cleaned or data needs to be appended or merged or the data type needs to be changed. So this kind of transformation is done through this transform data.
Yes, Exactly. So, yes, Sandeep. So, transform data is where we would be during the first session, right? I was explaining about the Power BI architecture, and I said that once we import data, we would be performing some ETL operations. So, some ETL, but it is not exactly called ETL tool, but we will be performing some ETL operations like data cleaning, data processing, and transforming the data. So, that part will be done under this menu. So when we click on transform data, I'll show you, like, we will be going to that part completely. We will be going all overall like a few sessions on that. Yeah. So but when you click on transform data, the complete data will be transferred, and we will be working on all the stages like data cleaning, data processing, and transforming. So this menu indicates that we are transforming the data in order to perform for the in order to make sure that the data is ready for us for the reporting purpose. Okay, so that is what this transform data indicates. So similarly, we have new visual text boxes, more visuals, new measure, quick measure. We will let's go through all these options in coming sessions one by one. But this is what the main menu indicates. So we have similarly insert. So you can see there are different charts, different text box, button shapes, image, all those options we have. Then we have a modeling. Under modeling, we have managed relationship, new measure, new quick. So all these parameters, everything will be going through in the coming sessions. And view is nothing but a themes where we have the themes is nothing but if you go to the PowerPoint, you will create one PowerPoint slide. So once the PowerPoint slide comes up, you will have the right side, you will have some themes option, or you will have some what do you say, automatic generated views suggestions. Okay, you click on then and you change the power slides according to that. Similarly, theme is nothing but we have a theme where it's very much used in many of the organizations. Okay, because in real time when you're working for a clients will accept all the reports to be similar, to follow their own organization structure and to follow their own company standard rules, and in order to implement according to their formatting options. So at that time, each one we will not be able to like each report. So consider there is under report. Okay, so they have a theme like a font should be like 12, headers we should be like 18, and it should be calibri, and it should be header should be bold. All those stuff will be there, and for each chart the themes would be changing. Okay, so we, instead of building for each 100 reports, instead of going and changing for each 100 reports, what we do is like we build a theme. Okay, we can also choose the current themes which we are having the default theme. You can see here we have the default themes. Okay, which we can also choose this default theme, or what we do is you can see here there is something called customize current theme. So we create this customized current theme, and we will import it directly to this files. Okay, so we will save this. This theme will have the extension of .json file, JSON. Okay, so this JSON file, we will be building that current theme, and we will be using it for all the. We will just import it. You can see here we have a browse for themes. Okay, so just click on browse for themes. You can see here it is asking for .json file extension. Okay, so once the theme file has been, this also will look into coming session. Like one example I'll show you. Okay, so this JSON file, what we will do, we will build the theme, we will save it as .json file, and we will import it. So once we import it, no need to go and change for each charts or each report. So consider in one file, if you have like 50 pages, yeah, it's a huge task for us, right? Going and changing in each for 50 pages, and if you have 5 to 6 visuals in one page, then it is a hectic task. So instead of that, what we do, we write a theme was a one global file, we import it, and we will make it, we'll tell the Power BI file to utilize that theme, and give the format or the output based on that theme file. It's clear, or any questions on that or doubts?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. So this is about the themes which I was talking about. Similarly, we have a page view, and I said about the mobile layout. That is where we build the mobile reports. So that this is the mobile reports. Okay. So you will see this is how the mobile layout looks. when we drag and drop, I'll show you, like we'll build one sample mobile report during the sessions. Okay, so this is how the mobile report looks, and you can see how does it works and how do we modify this. Okay, so this is mobile layout, and this is a bookmark session, very important concept where we will be looking into it in coming this one. Selection and performance analyzer, it is another important concept in order to optimization our reports. So in our contents, we have a topic called optimization of reports, where this performance analyzer will come into major importance, or major heavy like we have to give concentrate on this topic very much. So let's like look into that also. Okay, and this is nothing but help. So suppose if anyone asks, what version are you using currently, which is your Power BI desktop version. Okay, how do you do it? Is like just go to help menu and click about. Okay, so once you click about, you will see the version number. So this is the version number. You can see here 2.108997064 bit. This is the version number, and we have if and this is a month. So as I said, you sometimes in interviews they will ask, the interviewers might ask, what is the current version of Power BI as of now is released. Okay, you need not tell all this complete number, but you can just say 2.108. So the next release would be 2.109 or 2.110. So this number would be like they might ask you in the questions. It's just not for the silly questions, but to know that whether you're aware of the new features and whether you have aware of the new release released as of month. So that would be the question, and you can see this like when it got released, like in the month of August or September. So as I said, we have the month of August. September is not yet released, will be released soon. Okay, and this is user ID and the session ID, which is all the like informations which you have when you click on the about. So next you have the guided learning. Guided learning is nothing but it will take to a Microsoft documentation page, where you can go through the blogs, you can click on it, and you can go through the concepts, and it will explain you what each one says. And similarly, this is a training videos. Again, it will redirect to the Microsoft YouTube training link, where you can go through each of videos, and it will show you the basic demo of like how do we install, how do we open, how do we explore. Okay, yes, just a minute. Okay, so that is how there's a good training video shows. And this is documentation is nothing but it's again from a Microsoft. It has a complete documentation, like from the starting general to all the till the end, like security licensing. So we can go through this document, and suppose if in future if you have any doubts regarding the topics, or how if any new features has been introduced, and if you wanted to know about it, you can come back to this documentation and you can check on this. Okay, and this is support. What is support in the sense? Suppose if you are working on the client's requirement, and you are facing some issue in the sense it may be related to the Power BI desktop, like a configuration issues or installation issues, or maybe related to you're stuck somewhere with the requirement, and you are stuck somewhere, you don't know how to proceed further, and you need some help. You can create a ticket to Microsoft team. Okay, so you can create a ticket to Microsoft team, and from Microsoft team supports team, someone will contact with you, and they will get back to you, and they will resolve your query. Then they have their own procedure to follow, like they'll get on a call with you, they'll collect the logs, they'll do their analysis and get back to you. But this is the support what indicates, like how do you create a ticket to them and how they get back to you. So that is and they have a set of questions or indications, like what kind of request can be raised from us to them. Okay, it might be related to the gateways or on the service or on the Power BI desktop. We can raise a request to them, or create a support ticket for them. So that is about the support. And this is our Power BI blog. As I said, we saw the features where we have, right? So that is a Power BI blog. And this is a community. Community is like where it's a community blog. If you have any questions, where the group of users are combined to there, and if you have any questions and if you wanted any answers, or if you have if you are in a confusion, or if you need any help from for the Power BI requirements, you can just log into community and post your questions there, and people will start answering for your questions, and you can just mark it as a yes or no or solutions. Okay, so that is the community, and this is for Power BI developers. So this is completely as I said in the demo sessions, we have different components, right? Power BI desktop, Power BI service, Power BI report server, report desktop, mobile app, gateway servers. Along with that, we have the Power BI developers mode. So for in order to develop the custom visuals. So apart from the visualization part, what we have now, there is no data installed, so that is why the visualization part is not coming. Okay, let me just quickly okay, yeah, I'll show you in the next 5 minutes when we import the data. So the visualization part is like, apart from the default visualization what you see on the right side, in order to develop, or when we import it from the marketplace, we have to build the visualization and push to marketplace. So that would be this console will be for developers, that is in order to build the visualization. And this is submit an idea. Submit an idea in the sense, suppose if you have any questions, okay, or any doubts, if you see that you would be using one of the report or one of the features, and if you feel that it could be optimized still more better, or it could be created still more better, if you have any idea, you can click on this and submit the like you can just submit your idea. So Microsoft will consider, there would be an voting button for that. So if you click on submit an idea, right, it will take you to this page. Okay, I'll just show you. You can see so you can submit an idea, you can just click here, type your idea and submit it. Okay, you can log in, and once the submit an idea has been received, you can see that these are the like add and expand column features to column headers, and to the page table security level I wanted. So these are the different idea, and people will start voting it. If even similar users wanted the same idea, right, they will look into it and they'll start voting it. So as many number of votes, so the votes also matters here. So if the votes has been increased and they have as number of votes, and the feature is very important, the Microsoft team will review this and will start considering this request, and they'll try to release in the coming features with their monthly updates. Okay, so that is what the submit idea gives the overall examples. And coming to the external tools, yes, we will go through this external tools in the coming session, where we will include Power BI along with the like a DAX Studio. You might would have heard DAX. Okay, there is something called DAX Studio. So how do we import DAX Studio and connect with Power BI, or in order to improve our performance, or in order to optimize our performance? Okay, that is an important concept again. So we will be looking into that concept, like external. So our external tools is that, apart from the Power BI, the application, which are the external tools will be connected to the Power BI, and we can be used simultaneously. Okay, and these are the some of the examples where you have sample data set, sample reports. If you just click on sample data set, you will get this sample superstore. You can see a sample superstore and launch tutorial, all these concepts you can just go through it. Okay, so this is the options we have under the menu. So this is the menu bar. This is the all the menu ribbon, where you have a different options, where you have a different modes and which can be utilized it. Okay, so coming, yeah, so the visualization, you can see these are the default visualizations which we have currently. Okay, so coming to this path, okay, as I said, what you're seeing, that we have a three main views in the Power BI reports. So this is called report. The first one, the report is nothing but the canvas where we drag and drop the reports, where we build the visualization, where we can see the data and the charts and the visuals. So that is under the report canvas. Okay, so this part is called the canvas part. Okay, and this, you can see, this is under the report section. Okay, second would be the, and if you go through towards our right side, you will see the filter sections. Okay, so this is the filter section where this filter question is an again important interview questions, where we will be checking on what are the different filters we have, what are the types of filters we have, and how does it works, all those stuff we will be seeing in coming sessions. But yeah, these are the filter sections. Suppose if you wanted to filter out any data at the page level, or the report level, or on the visual level, you will be utilizing this filter pane. Okay, and you can just expand it or hide it, or if you don't want to see these filters at all, please click on this filter. You can see that it is gone. Okay, so that is a filter pane. Then if you see under the visualizations, okay, towards your right, so these are the default visualizations which you can see. Okay, where you have like 30 plus of visualizations are the default visualization. Apart from that, as I said, we have a custom visual concept. We can download the reports, or we can not the reports, we can download the visualization and import it to our reports according to tweak users requirements. Okay, how do we import it? You can see this ellipse option, right? You can, if you click on this, you have an option called get more visuals. Get more visual is nothing but it will redirect to our marketplace. Okay, there is as I said, marketplace is nothing but an app store or a play store where we have a different visualizations. You can see here we have a different visualizations. We have a power on visual, we have a linear gauge image, we have a PAF. You can see there are multiple text filter, Gantt chart, then we have a advanced card, word cloud, drill down. So you can download all these charts. Okay, and you can utilize it on your system. So if you download it, it will be saved as a .pbi viz extension. So for the visualizations or for the custom visuals, the extension would be .pbi viz. Okay, this is another important questions. Please make a note of it. So they might ask you what is the extension of the custom visuals. Okay, and also this custom visual depends. Few would be Microsoft certified. Okay, and few would be not certified. So few which is not certified is left to you guys. So whether it's you can use it or no. Usually the in real time, right, business would always prefer to use the certified, because certified is like Microsoft would have tested in all terms, in all aspects. For example, it would be in the aspect of performance, in the aspect of security, and in the aspect of how does it help in the requirements. All those parameters would be tested and they would have been certified. So how do you know whether the visual is certified or not? You can see this right blue mark here, right? So if you see, it says that Power BI is certified. You just over on it, it says that Power BI is certified. But here if you see, it is not certified. Okay, so that means it is not certified. Someone has built this visual, and maybe the third party, it is not from the Microsoft, or it is not Microsoft certified. Someone would have built and they would have pushed to the marketplace, but it is not yet certified. Okay, so the using this visuals would be, you have to make sure that it is helping, it is not causing any security threats to your reports, or through your to your like to your project or to your organization. And also to make sure that performance, it's not degrading your performance of your reports. Okay, so that is the two parameters you have to very strictly you have to make sure and check that it's not causing or affecting in any ways. Okay, that is the thing about the visualization. And also few of the visualization is free, it's completely free. But free of the visualizations, you will see that it has to be paid, and it has to be paid for using some of the advanced features. For example, you would be downloading few of the audiobooks, or few of the from Play Store or from app stores. You would be downloading from audio books, or from health fitness apps. When you download it, right, it gives that options for few trial versions it gives, and it gives like for few of the features it gives, you can use it. But when you have to use the something like pro features, then you have to upgrade the license, or you have to purchase the license or subscriptions. Correct? Similar way in the year also, it would be in the same options. Few will be completely free where you can utilize it, but few of the visuals, you have to pay in order to use it, especially like something called, there is a Zen charts. Okay, so there are some Zen charts, or the zebra beehive charts. Okay, if these kind of things has to be paid, it is not free, it has to be paid. Okay, so you can see it is a, if you click on it, it will show that it is a PBI certified, and it will show you, you can see the towards your left side, you can see this is a add and download simple. If you just click add, it will directly add to this visual. Or if you wanted to import it from the file, so I'll show you how the file looks. I'll just click on the download sample. Okay, so if you click on download sample, okay, I'll just click on it. Let me open and show you how does the extension looks. So if you go to download it, you can see here um this one. Let me go to the properties. Okay, you can see it is downloaded as a PBX. Okay, but this visual, when we export it again, right, it will be as a PPI vis. Okay, that we will see in the coming sessions. So that is that is the one thing which we were talking about. Yeah, so that is one download sample. This is a download sample which we were talking about. I mean, where the download is, I mean, the chart is involved with, I mean, included in the Power BI report, and they have given a small illustration or a sample with an example. Okay. So when we see here again, you can see that towards your left side, we have pricing. So you can see additional purchase may be required. That means in order to access a few of the options or their pro features, we would be requiring the purchasing. And you can see the products, which version it is having, and what is the who is the publisher, when it was when it got updated, and what is it, what category under this chart comes, when do we use it, so in which industries we use it. So you can see it can be used mainly in the financial projects or financial domain or financial analytics. So you can see how does it look. So this is one of the example where they have given. So when you click on it, you will have all this kind of informations. Okay, so similarly, you can go through and import it. Suppose if, as I said, suppose if we do not directly import it. So in order to access this marketplace, you have to sign in. Okay, that is one option. Sign in the sense we have to have the pro license when we have to like when you're importing this. Okay, so instead of that, what you can do is you can just go to marketplace on browser. You can directly download the visualizations. Once you have the visual, how do you import, I mean, how do you import to this file? You have an option called import a visual from a file, right? So once you click on this, you can see this is the visual I was talking about, .pbi vis. This is the visual like extension which we have for the custom visuals. So once you download it, under the folder you will find this .pbi vis. Once it's downloaded, and you can directly import it. So once imported, right, you can see a separate session will be there here under the below, where separate chart section will add, where it says that those are the imported visuals from the marketplace or from the downloaded visualizations. So those are called custom visuals. Okay, so this is about the visualizations. And if you see here, we have this option like editing. So you can see these are the page information, canvas settings. Canvas settings is nothing but in order to set your this one. So as of now, it's the default 16:9. So suppose you want 4:3, you can see that screen got changed. Suppose it is a letter, suppose it is a custom tooltip, or if it is a different one. Okay, default everyone will follow 16:9. So that is the canvas settings. And you will have the page information. Page information is nothing but if you wanted to rename the page, then if you wanted to allow a user tooltip, allow a Q&A, which I was talking about, the natural Q&A concept. Okay, so in order to allow, or if you don't want to allow, you can turn on the settings. And we have a canvas background. Canvas background is nothing but as of now we have a white, a complete white, or no background. Suppose you wanted the background to be dark. Okay, you can just select it to black, or you can choose the colors whichever you wanted. Okay, and this is a transparency settings. And you have a wallpaper. Suppose if you wanted to yeah, like import the visual image at the background, you can just click on browse, and you can, it will take to the path, and you can import the image. So you can see these are the different image formats which are being supported. Okay, and similarly, we have other different options, which is called filter pane. So when this is a filter pane, right? For filter pane, you can set the what should be the text, I mean what should be the text, different text font style, font size, what should be the color, then input, what should take input in the sense of the whichever we drag and drop under the filter panes, what should be the color. You can just optimize it, or you can just format the filter panes. And we have a search box here. So for the search boxes, so I'll show you when there is a search box will be used. For search boxes, what should be the text size? So this you can defaultly set, and border, what should be their background, and you have a different options where you can choose it. Okay, so this is about the visualizations we have and the different formatting options. And you can see these are the at the top we have different visualizations, and in at the below we have some values and keep all filters, drill through. Again, drill through is a very important concept, we will be looking into it. Okay, so this is all about the visualizations. And coming to the last one, you have called fields. So what is fields? In the sense, once you import a data, right, all the imported data or the tables what you are looking at, it will be on your right side, will be presented on your right side. Okay, complete right side. So the table, we saw this dim account, dim fact, every all these table structures, right? So suppose if I connect to this Power BI currently to the SQL server, I can see all my dim tables, all my factorial tables coming towards my right side and displaying. We'll see that in the coming now we will connect to the SQL server, right? Then we will see how does it work. Okay, so this is about the field section. So coming to the towards our left side again, so this is reporting, we completely finished. Now we have data. Okay, before going to data, any questions or any queries you have?
Yes, I do. First thing I would like to know what kind of licensing that the industries use.
Yes,
I I heard this term that pro licensing, and
hmm,
previously you talked about some licenses. So
premium
what kind of,
licensing.
yeah. So what kind of
Yes, yes.
licensing usually industry use?
Yes, Arpita, we have a complete topic on that, like explaining on the
Oh,
license and what are the features coming days. So, but
okay.
when we are implement, I mean, when we are exploring Power BI service, right? So there is a on the contents we have the topic, but yeah, before that, if you want, like, I'll just give you a gist on it. I'll not explain on completely because we have that topic there. So as of we have currently four types of Power BI license. Okay, it can be categorized. Some says it is three, or some says it is four. You can categorize into four types of Power BI license, Arpita. One would be the free license. Okay, it is free. It's called as free license. It has a different features, that features in the sense it is like for you, that license is completely for you. In that you can also publish the report to your Power BI service, but you cannot share it with anyone. Okay, you cannot share it with any of your colleagues also, you cannot share it to anyone. Whatever you develop it, you can publish it, and you just kind of a repository for yourself. Okay, so that is for free license. Next we'll have a pro license. Pro license where you can share your reports to your colleagues. Okay, you can share the reports to your colleagues, or they can share the reports to your colleagues, and you can have an interaction, and you can build reports, you can create the workspaces. These concepts and all will be coming on the Power BI service where we will be explaining. But yeah, these kind of concepts you can do it on, where you can schedule the refresh, and in free report you cannot schedule a refresh. Okay, and you cannot do the security, all the stuff. But in pro you can do it. Okay, so that is the pro, and it has its licensing. It is like $10, that is a 9.95 and something for per month. So it is comes under $10 per user for each user it costs $10 per month. Okay, so that is a pro license. Next would be the premium license. Okay, in premium license, again it's for the complete organization. It's not for the dedicated user or dedicated person. It is for the complete organization. Suppose if the organization capacity is too much and there are n number of users, right? What the companies or organizations usually do is they decide to purchase a license for the entire their capacity. Okay, so that is called premium per capacity, where it is per month, and where it is causing like around dollar, I'm not sure exactly with the numbers, I'll just show you. Maybe it is like around dollar 2,500 maybe. Okay, so for complete capacity for per month. So that is and again premium capacity, and where it is as advanced features than pro. For example, this you would have heard this concept: data mart, deployment pipeline, data hub. Then you will have these concepts on all publishing the paginated reports to Power BI service, then sharing the reports, subscribing the report. All these features comes under the premium license only and not the pro license. Okay, so this is the difference in the premium. Again, we have the last one, that is premium per user. What third one we saw was premium per capacity for the entire organization. This one is premium per user for a dedicated user. So what they say, instead of purchasing for all their organizations to their entire organization, there will be only a few people who will be requiring these kind of features. So they will buy the license or purchase the license as per the user. Okay, that would be dedicated only to the user, and that is also having a similar same concept for where we have for the capacity, similar concept and same features would be implemented, but it is dedicated for the per user. So that we have a coming topics where I'll be showing you the complete difference between all fours. Okay, and with the pricing and the features, all those stuff.
Okay.
So this is to give you the overall, this is the overall licensing we have.
Okay, and one last question, that is, you told that for custom visualization, the extension is going to be PBI. Is it
PBI
only
Viz.
for
PBI Viz.
PBI Viz? Okay,
Viz,
and
Viz.
for our the report that we usually generate from Power BI desktop, what is going to be the extension for that one?
Yes, it would be PBIX. Okay, so about this again I'll be explaining. We have it's a very important question. What is the difference between PBIX and PBIT? Okay, so if I you can see, if I just click on save as, you will have these two options coming up: Power BI file .pbix, and we have .pbit. So this is one of the important question in interviews. They ask what is the difference between PBIX and PBIT. Okay, this I will be explaining again, but usually the Power BI, whenever we save it, okay, we have to save it under PBIX unless there is a intention of PBIT. PBIT, I'll just give you a small gist of it. PBIX contains data. Okay, when we save with the extension of PBIX, the data also would be saving. When you save with PBIT, the data will not be saving, only the template, I mean the format would be saving. Okay, it just acts as a template. So what T stands for is a template. Okay, so only the template, you can see a PBI template files. So only the template or the format would be saving. Okay, but the data would not be saving under the PBIT options. Okay, so that is the difference. We are seeing it. We can see this features I mean the explanation in detail, and we can save both, and we can open and see where it is there and how that in coming days. But this is the extension when you try to save it.
So for custom visualization, we will be using PBIX, right?
PBI Viz. PBI VIZ.
Oh, PBI. Oh, okay, okay. That is not showing over here. Okay, okay.
Yeah, it's not
Great.
showing because it's not a report, it's just a visualization, right? That comes under here. So the example, if I click on here, the report path, and if I try to import a visual here, so at that time it is asking PBI Viz, you can see here.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank
Okay. Yes. Any other questions? Okay. So moving forward, we have a data pane. So what these usually it's called a views or a pane. Okay, so PANE pane. So in first we have a reporting which we saw the overall menus. Second we have the data pane. So if you see the data pane, as of now there is no data seen here. Okay, but let me just import quickly one of the Excel superstore. So I'll show you how does it look. Okay, so before we're just explaining now, just before going to this, so when we import the data, I just clicked on I know that my data source is Excel, so I just clicked on Excel workbook instead of as the shortcut. I used as a shortcut instead of going to get data, click on that option and select Excel, and instead of doing, I just clicked on this option that is my short Excel workbook. So once I clicked, I selected my path and I imported the data. Now you can see once I import data, this navigator option would be indicating. Navigator options is nothing but it gives a complete picture of our tables, what is available on our data source, and it helps us to navigate, or it helps us to import the data onto our Power BI report. Okay, so you can see here I have two tables in my current Excel sheet, that is order and people. So I can choose which has to be imported, which has not to be imported. Okay, so I have orders and I have people. So here you can see there are two types of options which I have. So when I click on orders, you can see towards my right there is a preview in the sense I can just look into my data, that these are the data I am which is available from my source. Okay, if I see here there's two options three options generally, so but mainly two options, that is load and transform data. Okay, can anyone tell me what happens when I click on load and what happens when I click on transform data here?
No, I'm not sure.
Okay, so yeah, it's again a easy question, same which we were interacting, which we were talking about during the
Actually,
first.
I never directly clicked on the transform data. I usually load. I didn't try it in that way, so no idea
Okay,
is there any difference or not.
okay, let's try it out now. What happens when I click load, right? I'll click load now. We can see what happens now. Okay, I just clicked on load. I selected one of the table, not all. I just selected one of the table and just clicked on load. Okay, so you can see here, once I clicked on load, what happened is directly my data source, the table which I selected order, right? It got imported into the PBX file. It got imported into the reporting pane. The reporting pane, right? The PBX file where we do the reporting, it directly got imported. It is not formatted, or we don't know whether it is in a correct format, whether the data is clean, whether the data is processed, we don't know, but it got directly imported. Okay, but it is directly onto the visualization pane. So whatever the data source irrespective of its size, it got imported directly to my pane fields. But what happens if I click on the transform data? Okay, so for example, now I'll delete this from the model again. Okay, now I'll click on the I'll go to home. I'll click on Excel workbook, superstore.
So will it go to Power Query then?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. So it will not load data directly to my desktop. It will go to the Power Query transform data. where we were talking about the initial sessions. So if I click on order data and click on transform data, it will not load. Okay, it will open the transform data. You can see here it's processing queries, and you can see a Power Query editor is open. Okay, so it will directly lead us to, this is how the Power Query editor looks. It will lead us to the Power Query editor where we will perform this all this ETL operations. Okay, so once this ETL operations has been performed, this we will be coming looking into the coming days. We have a complete entire concept for almost 5 to 6 hours for this. So we'll be looking into the ETL process, how do we do and all those stuff. But yes, this is the Power Query editor. Once you click on transform data, it will always lead to the transform data query editor, and you will perform all these operations. Once all the operations has been performed, you can click on close and apply. Okay, once close and apply has been applied, then only it will start loading our data onto our reporting fields or on under the visual reporting files. Okay, so this is the difference. Usually the best method to practice is you have to click on the transform data. Okay, I'll tell you why. Some tables would be like, as I said, some table would be like it's all almost transformed well, data has been cleaned, data has been processed, you can directly import. But some data, okay, for example, let's go to the same Excel workbook. There is another table. Let's take that as an example. Okay, so if I click on that table, I'll select the people. Okay, you can see here column 1, column 2 it has. Okay, this is my preview. If I just load this data, what happens? Okay, so I have loaded this data. Now I'll expand this people and I'll see. You can see it's just say column 1, column 2. I don't know what is column 1. I don't know column 2. Okay, but at least this data was formatted. It says that I have a category field, I have a city field, I have a country field, I have a customer ID, all this stuff. Okay, but if I see here, it's just say that column 1 and column 2, and I don't know what is column 1 and I column 2. No layman also will can understand what is column 1, column 2. Okay, if I go to the data view also, if I see, you can see here I have data. Okay, I have the rows, but it says that column 1 and column 2. How do I do this? Okay, so now instead of transforming and instead of data cleaning, directly it is coming and sitting, because I just clicked on load, so it has directly come and resided at my field section or my reporting section. Okay, so which is again not a right format which we are following. So what we will do usually, so we will click on this table. Okay, right click and go to the edit query, so which will again go to the Power Query. We have to edit it and come back. So instead of that, it's a better to follow when you're loading itself, just click on transform data and make sure that the data is processed clean and then import it. Okay, so now if you see, I have column 1 and column 2. What I do it, so usually you can see person region, this is my heading. So this has to be my, this has to be my headers, and this has to be my data, correct? So there is an option, you can see here, there is an option called use first row as headers. Okay, my first row is person and region, I want this as my headers. So I just click on this option. Okay, and you can see now my data has been cleaned, and I have all the text format itself, string format itself, that is it is not, I don't have any numbers and all. So my data type is correct, it's a text, you can see it is ABC. Or if you still feel that it's not correct, just right click on it and you can just see change type and check whether it is in text format or different. Okay, so it is correct. So you can see the steps applied. You could have observed towards your right side. Once I clicked, okay, let me do it again. I'll just click on it. See, this is how my data was. Please observe this area, the applied steps towards my right side. Observe this area. Okay, so I'll click on use first row as headers. See what happens now. Okay, 2 steps got added. Okay, what this 2 steps got added is, one is promoted headers, next one is change type. Okay, so defaultly what will happen is this applied steps is nothing but whatever operations or whatever ETL functions or operations we perform on the table, for each table the steps will be keep on adding. Okay, and in future case if you wanted to delete those steps or if you wanted to look after the steps, we can come and directly click on it. So I'll just click on source. So you can see how my source was there before, from where I got included my source. From there what I navigated to my people table. Okay, and from there what happened, you can see it is abc1 to 3, abc1 to 3. It was not data change, data type was not changed. It was not, if you right click also, the change data type was, you can see it is not selected. Okay, so then what happened, it got changed type. So automatically when you import it, there is a Power BI functions where it the X velocity engine or the Power BI Power Query defaultly change according, it will read the data and defaultly it will change it when we click on the transform data. So when I imported, it defaultly changed. You see, you can see that it got defaultly changed. It read the data and it's defaultly changed, but it didn't promote it because it didn't know whether it was sure that this tool was not sure whether this is the like headers we have to do it. So once I clicked on use first row as headers, so it got automatically promoted headers. So you can see that the first row got promoted headers. This promoted headers is nothing but it indicates that, so you can see promoted all scalar types. Okay, so it indicates that it got promoted as an headers. Then next it again changed the type. Again it just make sure that the type is text. Okay, so this steps will be applied. So this will, it's just not for this table, for all the tables it will be applied. So if I click on orders, okay, you can see here we didn't perform any this one, right, with any data transformations we didn't apply. We just saw source, navigation, and promoted address, it indicated automatically and it took change type. Okay, so for each table this applied steps will be there, and which is very important. So in order to navigate for us, what are the changes we have done and what are the operations we have performed. Okay, so once this is done, what I do is now click and apply, close and apply, sorry. So once I click on close and apply, you can see here now it's column 1 and column 2. Look how the data names changes now, the column names. You can see now it got changed to person and region. Okay, so this is the importance of transform data operations and transform data Power Query. So this is the important, that is why we always suggest, please click on, instead of blindly clicking on load data, click on transform data, do the changes and then come back. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. So moving to the yes, we are running out of time also. What we do is like we'll just finish the other two more components we have. Let's finish it, and tomorrow we'll start with connecting with the SQL Server and building the reports, and we'll see what type of connections we have, what type of options we have, and finish it off. So going to the data model, right? So data model, we have a different data model. Sorry, if, going to the data pane. So data pane, as I said, it shows a complete data what we have imported on our file. So for example, I've clicked on people. You can see I have the person, region. I can see the data. So it is completely a table format data view which gives, and we have an idea. For example, we will not be knowing if it is in this case, what is person, what kind of information person has. It is whether is it a person ID or whether it is a person name. We don't know, right? So if you wanted to know in terms of that, what kind of data it has, you can just click on data pane and see, okay, person means person names or the customer or the customer name. So this would be the information which we will get when we looking into data. So for that, we have to click on the data view. Okay. Similarly, we have for orders. For example, if I click on orders, I can see the complete table format of view for each of the columns, what is its view and what is its like data is here. And I can also see for each table what is my total rows recorded. For you can see at the below, my table orders is 9731 rows. So if I click on people, it shows my table rows, my total rows for this table is 4 rows. Okay, so this is the kind of a tabular information which gives us for us in order to understand what kind of data has been is there on each column and on each table, and what is the insights we can build on out of it, or we can check out of it. Okay, so this is about the data view. Coming to the last one, we have the modeling. So as I said, this modeling concept is very important, where we will be looking into the coming sections. So modeling is where we will be handling all this relationship steps, and also with this data various concepts will be included here. Okay, what is dimension, what is fact, how do we connect it, what is the cardinality. So this is the modeling view. So you can see here we have the two tables, that is the which we have imported, order and people. Okay, so from here, and you can also you have the different properties for each one. You will have the different now as I said, Power BI is also having automatic default features, where if it checks for the relationship or the similar column. If there is a similar column, I didn't build this, right? You saw that I didn't go and I didn't attach, or I didn't build this relationship. Power BI defaultly built this relationship by detecting the columns, unique columns. So this, but some, it is not in all the case it will build. Okay, don't think whatever Power BI. Make sure that from our end that sanity check should be done. Make sure that whatever the relationship is built, or if it is automatic or relationship detection, if the features has been enabled in Power BI files, make sure that it is the relationships are connected properly and it is accurate, because sometimes the relationship what Power BI automatically detects is not correct. Okay, and it might affect our data and it might affect our performance. So there is one concept optimization of reports, right? For that, this modeling part is very important. As I said, all our reports and optimization and performance depends on this modeling. How we model the data, the performance would be equal to that. Okay, so this concept will be coming into it, but you can see so this is how the modeling looks. You can have the orders, you can have the people, and you'll have the models created. So if you just double click on it, I'll not go through each options because we have a complete concept there. I'll just show you that. So you can see one table is orders, other table is people, and we have the cardinalities there. So we have many to one, we have the single or the both direction, make this relationship active. So we have different concepts here. Okay, so we will be looking into it what each one say. So many to one it was. So many means star, one is again a one. So this is a database concept or a data warehouse concept, where we will be looking into it and how the direction flows, we will check on it. Okay, so suppose there would be, now we just have two tables. Okay, but suppose if you have consider you have 15 dimension tables and five factorial tables, and how do you the view would be very clumsy, and you will not be able to, it is all cluttered and you will not be able to check. For that, suppose if you wanted to see for individual visualization, or suppose if you wanted to build a relationship individually, you can just click on plus. Okay, it will give you a separate layout. So at that time, what you can do, you can consider you have our tables here, just drag and drop whichever table you want. Okay, then it will automatically detect if there is a proper columns present. Otherwise, then we can change it also. Okay, you just saw now, I didn't do anything, I just clicked on plus icon, I just dragged and drop orders, I just dragged and drop people. So the automatically my relationship also started coming in. Okay, so this is how you can maintain the layout views also. Okay, and going back to the report view. Okay, in report view, there would be a questions, what is report in Power BI? Because this concept called report and dashboard is different in each visualization tool. When you consider Tableau, it is different. When you consider Power BI, it is different. When you consider click view, it is different. In Power BI, okay, what is report? If they ask, don't say that it is a report means it's a visualization, or it's a chart, or it is a report. No, or it is a dashboard. In Power BI, report is different, dashboard is a different. Okay, we will go through that concept, and it is one of the very important interview question, that what is the difference between report and dashboard in Power BI. Okay, we will, and make sure one basic difference, report is where we will develop it. Okay, dashboard is not, we will not build a dashboards, we will not we will not build a dashboard, but we will create a dashboard. I will tell you what is the difference, and I will let you know like how different it is and with the demonstration. But this is the difference. So we will build the reports, but we will not create or build we will not develop the dashboards. Instead, we will just create or pin the dashboards. Use this keyword called pin. We will pin the dashboards. We will not create the dashboards. Okay, so that is the one difference. But if they say generally what is report, you cannot say this is pages, right? It does not report. You can see these are the pages. If I just click on, we have multiple pages, but these are not reports. What is report is combination of all these pages. Okay, combination of all these pages or this entire pbx file. When you save this pbx file, this entire pbx file is called report in Power BI. Okay, once you publish this entire pbx file to the service, then it is called as a report. Okay, these individuals are called pages. In some other tools it might call sheets. In Tableau it is called sheets, but in Power BI it's called pages. Okay, and combination of all these pages is called reports or report. The entire pbx file is called as a report. Okay, so this is all about the exploring tool. Yes, so let's start tomorrow with the complete. I don't want to indulge with that because we have tomorrow very important questions, and it's a must and should we have to know tomorrow's session. Like how do we import data and what are the options we get when importing the data, and which app which we have to choose it. It is very important. So I don't want to end today. Let's start fresh as a tomorrow. So let's connect to the SQL Server. Anyway, our database is ready. Please make sure that you have installed the databases, all and SQL Server, SSMS, and you have imported the .bak file tomorrow. So let's start on tomorrow's session. Well, let's import it. Let's connect to the SQL Server. Let's import the database and let's work on it and see the coming sessions tomorrow's concepts. Okay. Yes. Any questions till now?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. Sandeep, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Okay, good. Great then. Maybe let's catch up tomorrow. So let's end this session. And please make sure that these files has been installed and these tools has been installed on your system. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
sure.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.